Oh yeah! Welcome back, everybody. This is your boy Deli Del, Delicio Jones, Heavy D, back with you here on the next show. And on this episode, things of nature to discuss are going to include my NFL Week 1 picks recap. So we're going to go through everything that happened, talk about what happened to my New York Jets in their come up short effort against the Bills this weekend. Uh, Dallas Stars moving on to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time since '99. I'm going to talk about sort of their journey of how they got there and how I think they'll fare in the Stanley Cup Finals. It looks like they're on a collision course with Tampa Bay, so that should be fun and interesting. Some parity in the NHL. I like that. And also the Blue Jays, yeah, they're having themselves a nice little shortened season right now. 26-20, sitting second in the AL East with a big win yesterday against the New York Mets. I believe it was 7-3. So good on the Blue Jays. Let's hope they can keep this rolling right into the postseason, and then we'll see what kind of team they really are. So get into all that and more. So stick around. So first thing that I wanted to mention, of course, as I said right at the top of the show, NFL Week 1. It was a very interesting and intriguing Week 1. We saw Tom Brady get beat the hell up playing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and playing in a division where it's not going to be so easy to get anywhere from 4 to 6 wins, 4 to 6 guaranteed wins a year. That's not going to happen anymore in this division, Mr. Tom Brady, and you certainly learned that lesson against the Saints. So, yeah, and a lot of player movement. The team that I couldn't remember on the last show that Philip Rivers went to, it was the Indianapolis Colts. I know that now. So yeah, I mean, he did okay there for his first game, getting acclimated to a new system, new coaching staff, new facility, all of that. So yeah, and my New York Jets just came up short. I'll credit them, because at one point it was 21-0, and they could have easily just folded at that point and just given up, but they made a valiant effort, put up 17 points on the board, had a chance to get it to 27, I believe, or 24 all with another touchdown. Just couldn't put that drive together. But yeah, man, the fact that they came back and put some points on the board after being down 21-0. That game could have gone either way after that second Josh Allen fumble and then the turnover. And the Jets capitalized by putting some points up on the board there with that. Maybe if they had a little more time on the clock, if they got their acts together early on in the game, could have been a different score, could have been a different outcome. But as I said in the preview show, this is the Bills' division to lose. So I'm not surprised that they won that game, and I'm not going to be surprised if they win a few more games too. But I'm not going to be surprised that the Jets are just going to be, that they're just going to fold every time the chips are down. No, they proved that they're, a resilient group, and they didn't give up the run. Their defense didn't give up the run. Josh Allen had himself a nice 300-yard passing game. My boy Jesse T, he's got to be excited about that. If all else, he's got to be excited about that as a Bills fan. The fact that you got yourself a 300-yard passer for the first time since 2016. So that's going to bode well for them, because obviously we know about his ability running the football, but to put up 300 yards as well, maybe they have something there to build on in the future if he can improve on his accuracy. But going forward, I still think that Jets defense is a top 10 defense, especially against the run. So they just got to continue to build on that. And, the receiving core looks pretty good, especially Jamison Crowder. That's always been a go-to guy for Sam Darnold ever since he got signed there. So it looks like they're still clicking, but just got to work some of the new guys in there too, though. So I know the one guy is injured or whatever, and we don't know if or when C.J. Mosley is going to come back on defense, because that was a big loss on defense. I mean, He's the captain of that defense, and I think maybe they could have done a lot better in the passing game and a lot better job of containing Allen when he did spring those runs. If he was right there at that middle linebacker spot, maybe quarterback spying plays and whatnot, but it is what it is. They're gonna have to play with what they got, just like every NFL team. So, I just hope that they can do their best and come up with wins. Now, as far as my picks go for Week 1, like I said, I'm hitting on as it stands right now. Oh, it looks like the Titans might be ready to score here, but if that one falls short for me, the Titans at the Broncos, then that would mean that I had gone 10 of 15. And if the Broncos win, then I'll go 11 of 15. But that's okay, though. That's okay, though. It's still a pretty good picking percentage. Now, as far as, this game is still tied at halftime. Now, as far as what went down yesterday, Sunday, instead of boring you guys with the 10 picks that I got correct, yesterday, I'm just going to tell you guys about the ones that I flopped on and what mistakes I did in picking the loser. So let's see here. Let's start with Colts 20, Jaguars 27. Okay, so I called the Colts on the road because I thought, they saw a pretty good offensive team. Gardner Minshew stepped up, man. He's proving that he's not a flash in the pan fluke. Jaguars put up 27 points. It's going to have to be that way, like they won by a touchdown. I think they're going to have a lot of games like that. We're going to have to put up points because they are still missing Jalen Ramsey, the stud corner, and that's still going to be a big loss for them. But, Gardner Minshew at home, man. I guess he's money. So we'll see what happens going forward. The next one I flopped on, Packers 43, Vikings 34. I picked the Vikings at home. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't have doubted Aaron Rodgers' greatness in opening weeks. Kirk Cousins, he's at home and he laid an egg again. It looks like couldn't keep pace with what Aaron Rodgers was doing. And I can't really speak on defense if he gave up 34 points, right? But Aaron Rodgers, man, what can you say? The guy came ready to play. He was excited to play, and like I said, I did say in the preview show that he was going to be playing to try to get himself traded. He was going to be playing himself out of Green Bay and getting himself a job somewhere else via trade. And it looks like he's doing that to a T. So starts off with putting up 43 points. Very nice win for him. He's 1-0. I think they started something like 6-0 or something last year. So this is just one step closer to moving on to the next win for them. All right, next flop. Eagles 17. The team formerly known as the Redskins 27. Eagles were up 17-0 at some point. I read from the post game. 17-0. And they got 8 sacks, the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins. So I don't know what's going on with the protection of Carson Wentz, but whatever's happening with that offensive line, it needs to turn around in a hurry because nobody expected the Redskins to do anything. And here they are beating you by 10 points after being down 17 points early on in the game at home with nobody in the stands. So I just have no words for the Eagles. Like, I don't know from an X's and O's standpoint how to explain this. So just from a real talk standpoint, excuse me, from a real talk standpoint, y'all fucked up. Philadelphia Eagles fucked up. And now I'm starting to wonder who the hell is going to win this division now. Cowboys laid an egg. We'll get to that in a second. Cowboys laid an egg. against the Rams. You guys laid an egg. It looks like the Giants got stomped on tonight by the Steelers. So is Washington really going to be the team that takes over this division? Really? Really? The Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins? Oh my goodness, man. Wow. And they say the AFC East is the worst division in football. Nah, son. Nah, son. Wow, clearly it's the NFC East with all this garbage, man. Oh my gosh, man. It's a good thing I'm not an Eagles fan. I would be so pissed. I would be so pissed. You would not believe. Oh, we wouldn't be even doing this segment right now until I wouldn't be speaking on shit until week 2. Until after week 2. Oh boy. Woo! It's a good thing I'm not an Eagles fan. Where's the other one I fudged on? Oh yeah. Uh the 49ers. Are you serious with this shit right now? The 49ers. The 49ers. You're at home. You have Jimmy Garoppolo, who is supposedly supposed to be the man. You got wide receivers. You got a top 3 defense in the NFL. And the Arizona Cardinals are pretty much straight guard. I know Kyler Murray, yada yada yada, but he's still a little guy. And whatever. They got DeAndre Hopkins, but what else? What else did they have outside of it? They didn't really have much of a run game, other than Kyler Murray. Just to give up 24 too. I mean, if you would have lost like I don't know 17-13, 17-10, something like that, I guess then we'd be questioning the offense, right? But 24-20, man. I thought the 49ers would have been an easy lock, given that, they're coming off a trip to the goddamn Super Bowl. But no, you just go out there and lay a 20-point egg against the Cardinals, who are on the road and are still in rebuild mode with the offense. And, they're trying to fast track Murray, whatever, but, oh, man. I don't know if anybody saw this coming. So if you did, good on you. You obviously clearly saw something that I and the majority of people did not see. So, wow. Yeah, and I know that this is one of the winners, and everybody knows the score now. But I just want to touch on the Cowboys a little bit because it always becomes a touchy subject when you talk NFL and you bring up the Cowboys. You're talking to a lot of people. You're talking Cowboy Nation travels well, okay? But you know, being on this show and having this platform, I gotta touch on it a little bit and say that 17 points for an offense that's supposed to be so prolific. 17 points. I mean, Aaron Darn Aaron Donald must have gotten in Prescott's kitchen all night. 17 points. I mean, whatever. They kept it close. They only lost by a field goal or whatever, with an empty stadium that the Rams were supposed to open up in. But 17 points. Y'all mofos got to do a lot better than that. I mean, for real. For how much money you guys have invested in Amari Cooper and Zeke Elliott and all those guys on defense, 17 points is not good enough, man. 17 points would be good enough in a win, but not a loss, man. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. So they gotta play up to their potential. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah. So hopefully week 2 brings just as much drama, anticipation, and enthusiasm and love for the game. But I know a lot of these guys not for the love of the game. A lot of these guys is for trying to make money, which is all well and good. That's what brings a little more intensity to things when you put money on it. Trust me, I've been down that road. It's not a road that I go down very often, but it can be fun when you're winning for sure. Yeah, so 7-7 at the half. Titans Broncos. We'll see how that one ends up. I'm still going with my pick. It's not too late to change, even though because it's a tie game at halftime. I'm not backing off on the Broncos winning. Again, they're at home, Mile High. I think I think they have a chance to pull it out. The Titans are not that great of a football team. They had a nice little miracle run knocking off the Patriots, but I don't I don't find them to be that solid yet. I'm not convinced yet. So I think the Broncos can still pull this one out. Yeah. So one of the things I mentioned as well earlier is once again congratulations to the Dallas Stars, a huge overtime win against Vegas. Everybody thought, that Vegas was basically going to book their trip to the Stanley Cup final once again, that they would be back there for the second time in 3 years. And they're like, oh, yeah, they just took a year off. But look at Dallas. Look at these little stars go. Wow. And you know what, though? I was thinking, looking back at it, I think the turning point in that team in their Stanley Cup playoff run was, in my opinion, was when they went down 3-0 to Calgary in that Game 6 elimination game. They went down 3-0. Everybody thought, oh, it's over. Calgary was going to cruise to the victory. And then Dallas they just started throwing pucks on net. And they just started, like, bringing the crap out of Talbot. And next thing you know, one goal goes in, two goals go in. And then it's like, wow, okay, maybe we can actually do this. And then they're doing it, and they end up eliminating Calgary. So they had to have been thinking, back in the locker room, it's like, wow, guys, if we play up to our potential, you know, there's no team that can beat us if we play this way. And they end up winning that game, 6-3 at the end. You're down 3-0 and you end up winning the game 6-3. Like, it's just crazy, just unbelievable. I think that was the turning point in their sort of like journey to get to the Stanley Cup final, to get to the position they are now, and to be able to say, like, yeah, no team is able to beat us when we play like this. You just obviously it's not conducive to winning hockey games, being down 3-0 and having to come back. It is a lot of energy that you're expending, but I think for me that was the point that they realized, like, okay, we have the ability to do something special here, and we need to play to our potential in order to get to that point. So good on them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that there's going to be parity in the league, and more than likely it's going to be the Dallas Stars versus the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup final. I'll definitely watch it. I mean, they're two pretty solid teams when you look at them, especially that defense on Dallas. Just I still think they don't get enough credit. It's built very solid with guys like Klingberg and Miro Heiskanen now coming into his own. So yeah, that's great. I think it's going to be very entertaining and very compelling Stanley Cup final for sure, for sure. Yeah, another thing I wanted to touch on as well was the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, they're having themselves a nice little season. Again, in my opinion, you see me rocking the shirts and the hats and all that, because I do support the troops in a manner of speaking. But I still think come postseason time that they won't last very long. There's a lot of young guys on there that are going to be experiencing this type of pressure and this type of atmosphere for the very first time in their careers. And I don't know, some guys, some guys excel in those moments, and some guys crumble in those moments. And right now, I think that these guys need to become more mature, and they're probably going to have to learn to become more mature by going down the losing route. And I don't anticipate this team winning any kind of playoff series. I think it's more of just you know welcome to the show, and it was nice to be here kind of thing. And we'll see you next year. So that's how I think that's going to go. But good luck to Toronto. Everything that they've done so far is definitely, very positive. You're sitting second in your division with a playoff spot. Firmly in grasp. 6 games over 500. I can't think of the last time you guys managed to do that. I guess it was probably that at 2015, 14, 15, or 15, 16 ALCS runs. Probably I would have to say. So yeah, just keep the train chugging, and see what you guys can do going forward in the postseason. So yeah. The only other thing I wanted to mention that I don't think I talked about on the show, but certainly it's something that I've been discussing in the you know chat rooms and the comments sections and whatnot is the huge signing of Miro, formerly known as Mr. Rusev of WWE. Miro is now an AEW superstar. And yeah, he came back dressed pretty well too. With nice little Gucci shirt on, and he got his hair did and everything. He looking good. He looking good. He looked like he lost some weight too. He looks a little more shredded now, which is awesome. Good for him, man. Been putting in the work. But yeah, man, that's a huge signing for him, and it's so hilarious too because one of the comments I read from the YouTube clip was like, and Miro trolled all you motherfuckers into thinking that he was just gonna be a Twitch streamer. Psych! That was awesome. That was one of my favorite comments I had seen from that. But yeah, man, Rusev Day, Miro Day, it's coming. It's coming to AEW. So that's awesome. That is a huge coup for them. And I think honestly, things are only going to get better. I saw an article actually that it was Brody Lee's match with Goldust, Dusty Rhodes, Goldust, formerly Goldust. I still think he's Goldust. He still kind of dresses like Goldust on AEW. So, anyways, yeah, Brody Lee, formerly of the Wyatt family in the WWE, but yeah, Brody Lee, and he had his match for the TNT Championship against Goldust, and he retained the title. But it was very like highly well received match, and it was one of their higher rated segments actually of the year, and highest ratings dating back to last year. So it looks like they're trending on the way up. So and yeah, that's why I said you got Miro now. So why bother like keeping this Sammy Guevara around, man? Because I don't know, you know, I said it, man, on the reality of wrestling clip on their show in the comments and whatnot. Like I would call him for the guy's release, man, for real. Like you got so much like up and coming talent that you can snatch. Like Vince is getting desperate. He might even like sell the business. He's just like trying to release guys up and down the wazoo. Like, oh man, there's definitely so much like potential for growth in AEW. But I love what they got going now. I love like how much like Taz is in the mix. Like that's perfect. Like everything that these guys are doing over there, man, has been just like A+ quality for me. So just keep it up, guys. All the creative team over there, Chris, Cody, and Dusty, everybody, Tony Khan, up and down, man. You guys are all crushing it. So bringing out a good product. It's being highly received, and I'm one of the guys here on this show that's letting y'all know about it. So just keep up the good work, and please, guys, just don't fuck this up, okay? Don't be a Vince and find some way to fuck this up, all right? Please, guys, come on now. All right, guys. So with that, that's my time. I'm gonna let y'all go. So please stay tuned for another episode of the next show. And as always, I gotta thank my baby, my wifey boo, Kirsten. This show would not be possible without you. Thank you so much. And my baby girl, Sophia. Daddy loves you. Hugs and kisses. I hope you watch this, and I hope you all in YouTube land watch this as well. So thank you guys once again, and stay tuned for the next episode of the next show.